Hi everybody. Today we're going to show you how to make sweater pumpkins, but this is also going to be part of our adult program for Sand Hills Regional, and it's a tablescape, Thanksgiving tablescape. On the 6th, which when this videos it'll be on the 6th, is our sweater pumpkins, but we're also going to do on the 13th candle holders to also go with your tablescape. And then on the 20th, we're doing a table runner. So make sure you tune in for those videos also. And on the 20th, it'll show it all together. And Miss Nicole from the Leaf Library will be doing that one. But make sure you look us up on the Hamlet Library and on Sand Hills Regional Facebook page also. But right now, we're just gonna start you off with a sweater pumpkin. What you're gonna need is one sweater. We got this one from a thrift store in town. If you don't have an old one already on hand, which we didn't, so you can always just buy a cheap dollar sweater from the thrift store. You'll need Poly-Fil. You're gonna need some lighter weight thread. It does need to be kind of thick to make the ribbing of your pumpkins. But this cording, I think it's called Jute twine, if I said it right. It's for your pumpkin stem. And you're also going to need some needles with a wide eye to it to get this fat ribbon, thread through it. And a pair of scissors. You also would see these socks here. I also got these socks from Dollar Tree. This is an option if you cannot find a sweater. You can also use these socks at Dollar Tree. These socks right here came in for 2 pair, and you can get I think you can get 8 pumpkins out of 2 pairs of socks. And with this, it was just 1 pair, and you can get 4 socks. Actually, you could only get 2 of these shorter ones. But if you get these longer ones like this, you can get 8 pumpkins out of it. Okay, and we're gonna get started. Oh, and also, I always forget the glue gun, but you'll need a glue gun also. I'm gonna move this out of the way and get started. First thing you're gonna do is take your sweater, and you're gonna need the sleeve. You just need a sleeve part of it. The extra fabric, you can either take the bigger part of it. I thought about trying to make a really big pumpkin from here to there. Maybe you can just take it and make a big pumpkin, or maybe you can just save that material and use it for something else. And just recycle just as we're using this. You're gonna take the sleeve of your sweater. This one's kind of long because I think it was a guy's sweater, but what you're gonna do is just lay it out flat, and you're gonna fold it to about where the underarm part is. Kind of line that up, and this is how you're gonna get your pumpkins, and that's how you'll get like even size of your pumpkins. And what you're gonna do is just take your scissors. Just make sure you got some good fabric scissors or some heavy duty scissors, just to cut through this fabric. And this is all you're gonna have to do. And there's your 1 pumpkin right there. And you cut through. And just set your other material to the side, because you won't need that unless you just want to try making that big pumpkin. And see, because you got 2 sleeves, you're going to get 4 pumpkins out of that 1 sweater. And I'm going to use this piece right here. What you're going to do, you're going to take your piece of material and turn it inside out. And this is pretty simple. You're going to take the bottom of the sleeve, and you're going to take a piece of this twine, and you just want to tie the bottom. This is just for extra hold for the bottom of your pumpkin. And what I did was tied it just once on that, flipped it over, and just tied it again. If you want to tighten a knot, you can. And just cut off your excess string. Okay, and what you're gonna do is turn it right side out, and we're gonna start filling it with our Poly-Fil. Just make sure you get enough stuffing in there. What I've been doing is just kind of pushing it down to see how tall it'll be. Once you get those ribs in there, it'll pull it down really tight. Okay, once you get as much stuffing in there as you want, just take your excess material, you just want to, you can twist it if you want, but I just kind of gather it together. For this one, don't pull your twine, don't cut it off. Just roll some off, because this is how we're going to make your stem. And you don't know how much stem you're going to need, how much twine you'll need for your stem. And what you're going to do is just the same as you did the bottom. You're going to take your twine, and you're just going to tie it. And I kind of push it down some, just to make sure I got it tight. And I'll do the same as I did the bottom, tie it around that way also. Okay. Now on this one, I didn't cut the excess off. All I did was just took my glue gun and just kind of wrapped it around. And just be careful because glue guns are hot. That's why I'm using this low tip, because I know I got to get close to it. Okay. Once you have that part glued on, I'll go ahead and put my extra glue gun in here because I know I'm gonna need it. Take your twine and go tight around it, as tight as you can get it. Just keep going around your fabric until you get your pumpkin stem as high as you want it. You can go all the way up to the top if you want, or you can just get it like a little short stumpy stem. It is totally up to you, whichever way you're going for. Okay, and once you get as high as you want, you're going to take your glue gun, and this is going to help secure that last piece. Just hold it there for a second. And this extra fabric, just take your scissors and just cut it off. And once you get that excess fabric cut off, this is why you didn't cut your twine off. Because you're going to just coil this around and just slowly glue it, because this glue gun, if it's a low temp, it kind of dries fast, so that's why I kind of go a little bit slower with it. Just make sure you cover up all of that fabric with this twine and coil it on top. Once you got that on, there's your stem, and it should, once we pull it down, it should hold up pretty tight. I mean, it'll hold up straight. Now for the sewing part of it. And it's not hard. Like I said, I'm not a sewer. I don't do that. But this is easy. If you can thread a needle, you can sew this pumpkin, I promise. Because this is the hardest part of it, is threading that needle. That's why I went ahead and threaded it. So take your piece of your lighter weight twine. Cut you off. I probably cut off more than what I needed. But you'll probably need about as width of your arm, I guess you'd say, from arm to arm. That's probably too much. Just take your needle, thread it, and pull a little. Just have a little extra dangling down. Your end piece, though, if you take these 2 fingers, I saw this on another video, which was an awesome tip. I can't remember the lady's name, but I'll give her credit for it at the end. Take your 2 fingers and hold that steady there, and just wrap it around and tie your knot. It should go, your knot should go straight back in the same place every time. And I just did it 3 times just to make sure my knot was secure. See? You're going to take the bottom of your pumpkin now. Take your needle. I'm just going to thread that through that little loop that it made, the little fold. Just pull your needle through and all your thread until it goes in the end, and you can take that extra piece and just tuck it up under that fold. That way you're not, if you don't think that's going to hold, you can always go back through again, but it should hold the first time. Now that you have your bottom, your twine attached to your bottom, you're going to go to, you take your needle, push down as close as you can to the stem of that pumpkin, and push it all the way through the bottom, and pull your needle out. And this is going to start your ribs of your pumpkin. You see, this is going to be the rib of your pumpkin here. And just pull it as tight as you can. I mean, just don't pull it so tight you break your string. I did that the first time. Just pull it really tight. And I held this part right here and went back up in there and sewed it so it'll hold. You do this each time you do a rib. And this just helps hold your rib tight. Okay. Now you're going to go over just a little. You're going to need to do this about at least 4 to 5 times to make sure you get enough ribbing to make your little puff, your pockets there. And do the same. Just pull it over just a little. Come up on it. And do the same. Okay, and once you get to the last one here, I did 5. To me, it looks better if you do 5. You can take it and just kind of like tie it off type thing, like we've been doing. Just go through a couple of times with your needle and tie it off. And what I did for the extra, just to make sure, because like I said, I just want to make sure, I just put just a dab of hot glue at the end. That's it, just a little, just to make sure that last piece healed. And there you have your cute little pumpkin. Once you get your pumpkin done, and like I said, this is going to be part of a tablescape, you can just add your pumpkins in and fill in your box. And this box is optional. It's just if you have another bowl or another something you'd like to use instead. But this is what we had. And this is what we thought would be cute to put it. And this will be your centerpiece.